I divorced. Months later, his new wife showed up at my door.
Sorry for stealing your wonderful husband, Erica said with a mock apology that only irritated me. She is his childhood friend turned lover. Something he insisted wouldn't happen, yet here we are. Instead of an apology from my husband Victor, he had the audacity to say,
I don't want to spend the rest of my life with a woman like you.
Oh, is that so? I shot back. Well, I certainly don't want to spend mine with you either. I'll gift wrap this guy with a ribbon for you, I said to Erica in my heart as I glared at her. My name's Rachel, a 40-year-old part-time homemaker. It's just Victor, my 42-year-old husband, our daughter Lisa in 6th grade, and me. We're just your average family. Victor and I aren't particularly close, but it's not bad enough to say we're unhappy. We're more like roommates than a married couple, a dynamic that's persisted for years. However, things started to get tense when Victor entered his 40s. Every marriage hits a rough patch, and it seems ours is now. Victor's middle-aged and stressed. I try to see the small spats as nothing major, but I could do without his unreasonable demands.
Hey, where did that go?
He'd blurt out randomly. What are you talking about? I'd ask.
You know, that. How do you not know after all these years?
He'd snap back, a frequent occurrence. Apparently I'm supposed to know what that is. His stress-induced irritability keeps coming.
What's this? The seasoning is too strong,
He'd complain. You're the one who wanted it stronger, I'd remind him.
I'm in the mood for something milder today,
He'd retort, and so on.
I don't like the color of these socks.
But you told me to buy this color last time.
I've moved on to different colors. Why is it sunny today? Why can't I sleep? Why is your face funny?
Enough already. How am I supposed to control the weather? Or his sleep? Or my funny face? His constant griping makes me irritable too. Bad for our daughter, so I try to stay calm. Easier said than done. I breathe a sigh of relief when he's away on business trips. Recently, his mood improved. Or so I thought, until his childhood friend became a constant presence. And this childhood friend isn't a man. It's Erica. She's a beauty, making my age show next to her. With her flawless skin, shiny hair, and perfect makeup, she's the embodiment of a bewitching beauty. Suddenly, she's always contacting Victor. They'd sometimes meet up alone outside. But guess what? Erica started showing up at our house too. Apparently, she'd recently gotten divorced and moved back to her parents' place, which, by no coincidence, is near Victor's family home, and thus, conveniently close to us. Without kids or a job, she often complained of boredom, which apparently made reaching out to my husband her new pastime. Imagine looking forward to a lazy weekend morning only to be jolted awake by the doorbell ringing nonstop. And who's at the door? Erica. Got bored and decided to drop by. My folks are still asleep. Got anything for breakfast? She brazenly asked. I was still processing this when Victor got up and, instead of being reasonable, he said,
Erica's just heartbroken from her divorce. We should be nice to her.
And let her in. And then somehow I ended up being roped into making breakfast. Really? Because her parents are asleep, she comes here for breakfast? Did she never do any housework while married? I usually just had toast for breakfast, and dinner was whatever I could grab from the supermarket or a takeout, Erica said nonchalantly as if that excused everything. But this morning she said, French toast and waffles for breakfast, Rachel. Don't slack. As she and my husband chatted cozily on the couch, with her occasionally clinging to him, I wondered, what's going on here? Lisa, waking up to this scene, echoed my thoughts. Good morning. What's going on here? Despite our daughter's blunt observation, they continued their frolic. Might as well serve burned French toast. "Who's that woman, Dad?" Lisa asked. She's in 6th grade now. Of course she's curious. To her question, he said,
A childhood friend?
"Seems too clingy for just a friend right in front of Mom, too," she retorted.
Well, talking to a beauty is more enjoyable,
He confessed, leaving Lisa to scornfully retreat, calling him a creep. He was unfazed. Far from just returning from the bathroom, Erica suggested, "Hey, why don't we go shopping now?" And off they went. That's basically a date, right? They just left so casually, I was speechless. They didn't come back until late at night. Seriously, Erica, don't you have your own home to go back to? The two of them walked in, and I was shocked to see her arm entwined with my husband's. In Victor's left hand was a shopping bag, obviously from some fancy brand, judging by the logo. What's with the arm linking?" I blurted out, to which Erica responded, "Oh, we were just flirting a little. Just kidding." No, just kidding doesn't cut it. "Victor, what is this, cheating?" I asked, irritated by her tone. Victor, with a nonchalant look, retorted,
We're just childhood friends who went shopping. Stop nagging.
"Linking arms with a childhood friend?"
What? Are you jealous? Look in the mirror before you start accusing me of anything.
He snapped back. "Excuse me?"
I don't want to link arms with an old lady like you.
"And she's fine?"
If it bothers you that much, why don't you try being as pretty as she is?
This guy. And there she was, smirking all over. "Really, Rachel, you do look older. So gross. This is the end for a woman. I need to make sure I don't end up like you." She sneered. What the heck? Her condescension only fueled my anger, but she remained smug. "Listen, old lady," she starts. "If you don't want your husband to dump you, you better start working on yourself. Everyone prefers a younger, prettier wife over an old lady." With that, she grabbed the brand name bag my husband had been carrying and left. Seriously, what's her deal? I fumed. But when I confronted Victor, he had the audacity to say,
You're getting mad over the truth?
I was livid. Next time she shows up, I'll definitely give her a piece of my mind. But then her visits to our house abruptly stopped. You'd think I'd be relieved, right? Turns out, it's not that simple. They just kept meeting up outside, not even bothering to hide it.
I'm going out to dinner with Erica, so don't wait up for dinner. I'm going to the movies with Erica on my next day off. Borrowing a car to go for a drive with Erica. Erica wanted a necklace, so I bought her one.
Erica, Erica, Erica. It's like a curse. I haven't been on a date with my husband in years. No dinners out, no drives, nothing. I was seething with anger and disbelief every day. But the worst was yet to come.
I'll be on a business trip from tomorrow and Erica's coming with me.
What? Seriously, what? Going on your romantic vacation with your mistress now?
Oh, come on. It's just a trip with a business purpose. Cheating with a childhood friend? Makes no sense.
He claimed. The only thing that makes no sense is this situation. So it's fine to go on a trip with a friend of the opposite sex? Is that how it is now? That's ridiculous, Mom. Try to stay calm. My daughter's words snapped me out of my panic. You're right. This is absolutely not okay. I tearfully agreed with my daughter. I resolved to have a serious talk with Victor when he returned. And when he did come back, it wasn't with souvenirs but Erica, literally hand in hand. Holding hands now? I couldn't even feign surprise anymore. I tried to stay calm, but then, in front of me, Erica kissed him. A kiss? What the hell are you doing? I finally yelled. Just kissing my boyfriend, she said as if it was the most natural thing. Boyfriend? I looked at Victor for answers, and he simply said,
Well, that's what it is.
My disbelief turned into shock as he explained.
We became a couple during the trip.
No way. That's a lie. They must have been involved way before that trip. Sorry for stealing your wonderful husband, Erica said with a sarcastic tone that just irked me further. What do you think you're doing? I asked Victor, now surprisingly calm. Shrugging, he declared,
I'm a catch. I deserve someone better than you. I don't want to spend the rest of my life with a woman like you.
So that's how it is. No apologies, no love, just cold dismissal. Realizing I no longer existed in his world, I felt a strange sense of clarity. Fine, but I expect a fair settlement for alimony and child support. I stated firmly.
Huh, if that's all it takes to be rid of you, I'll pay whatever you want.
He scoffed. And just like that, our marriage was over. It was surprisingly straightforward. After that, things got busy. First up, finding a new place to live. I decided to rent an apartment nearby until my daughter graduated. Right after graduation, we were set to move back to my hometown. I sought out a lawyer to handle the divorce proceedings and consult on everything needed. Negotiations with Victor went smoothly, perhaps because he wanted the divorce over with quickly. Being in a decent management position, the alimony and child support payments weren't an issue for him. I got lucky there. He agreed to all my terms without fuss. The alimony and child support were paid in a lump sum, just as I had hoped. The division of our joint property went off without a hitch. He kept the house, and I took the savings. Honestly, the house was worth more, but I let it go. The alimony was more than I had expected after all. And so my daughter and I left the house. What really got under my skin was Erica showing up just as our stuff was being loaded into the moving truck. A moving truck of our own in tow. Still here? Still hung up on Victor, I see, she said, making assumptions. Hurry up and leave, old lady. I'm going to live here and be all lovey-dovey with your ex-husband, she had the nerve to say. Yeah, do whatever you want, I replied, indifferent. My feelings for him were long gone. I just waved and walked away without a word. What was that all about? Dad's got terrible taste in women. Mom, I'm glad you divorced him, my daughter said. Her words were a comfort. And so began our life together, just the two of us. I soon realized something. There was an indescribable sense of liberation. No more nagging husband. No more husband who prioritized a childhood friend over his own family. What a relief. Seriously, getting divorced was the best decision. I couldn't help but murmur. A few months later, my daughter graduated from elementary school. And on the day we were finally moving back to my hometown, Erica, now my ex-husband's new wife, showed up at our apartment. What's this all about? I asked, surprised. Through tears, she blurted out, "Help me." Dragging her inside, she exploded. What's his deal? Who? I asked. Your husband, she cried. Oh, my ex-husband. What about him? I prodded. She ranted about how insufferable he'd become, a far cry from before. What's with him? He was never like that, but ever since we started living together, he's gone completely mad. She started. If he wants waffles and muffins for breakfast that much, he should make them himself. Is instant coffee not good enough? People can live without cleaning, right? Why can't I buy what I like? She complained, clearly fed up with my ex's antics. And he's just so picky, she added. He says he wants light meals, so I buy light meals. Then he wants something rich. It's ridiculous. He said he wanted a blue tie, so I got him an expensive one from a famous brand. But then he tells me he wanted a cheaper purple one. What the hell? I get déjà vu hearing this. It's also familiar. He complains about the weather, how the wind's not blowing from the right direction, making him grumpy. Really? She continued. Yup, I remembered those days. And then, looking at my face, he says my makeup is interesting. What's that supposed to mean? She raged, to which I inadvertently replied. Interesting? More like heavy. Careful or you'll get wrinkles from all that frowning. She clutched her face, perhaps recognizing herself in my words. And another thing, she trailed off, shaking with anger. Just how much does he love women? She exclaimed. Oh, you didn't know? I asked. Wait, you knew? Well, yes, I'm his ex-wife. Yes, my husband loved women, but it was mostly harmless flirtation. At least, it used to be. It's not just flirting. He's been lavishing gifts on women he dates. Oh, really? That's new to me. But it makes sense. He probably gained confidence after being with you, I reasoned. In other words, he got cocky. I knew him well. He must have thought he was more appealing than he really was after winning Erica over. What? What do you mean? She shrieked at my words. I wish she'd keep it down. The walls here are paper thin. He's been splurging on women just to get their attention, and now he's broke. Well, that's quite the situation. When I asked for living expenses, he told me to get a job too. She complained. Maybe you should, I suggested. No way. That would be just like my first marriage, she protested. So she didn't do housework or work during her first marriage either, living off her ex-husband's money until they divorced. She probably thought she could have an easy life with Victor's income. Too bad for you. If it's that bad, why not just divorce him? You've been through it once already. Doing it again won't make much difference. Surprisingly, she replied. I can't. If I divorce again, I'll have nowhere to go. Why's that? Well, the first divorce was one thing, but this time I married by stealing someone's husband. My parents were furious and kicked me out. Well. That's karma for you, I thought to myself, not wanting to get tangled in her mess. If I divorce again, I'll really have nowhere to go, she repeated. Why not stand on your own 2 feet and get a job? Absolutely not. I don't want to work, she declared. Well, that's your problem, I said, nearly at my wit's end. If we weren't in such a small apartment, I would have screamed. So I'm giving him back to you. If he returns to you, it won't be considered stealing anymore. Maybe then I can go back home. She figured. No thanks, he's non-returnable. I flatly refused. Then what am I supposed to do? That's not my concern, I replied, fed up. What is this, some kind of joke? How irresponsible. And what about you? Coming to the wife of the man you stole, crying for help. I don't get your logic, I said, done with the conversation. Holding the last of my belongings, a small bag, I looked back at her just as she realized the apartment was empty. And what's this? You're moving? Yes, if I stayed near your place, you might keep showing up like this. I'm moving back to my hometown, in line with my daughter's middle school entrance. Huh? What am I supposed to do then? She was at a loss. I have some parting words for you, I said, smiling gently. Oh, what's that? She asked, swallowing nervously. Serves you right, I said calmly. At that, she collapsed to the floor. I left her speechless outside the door, turning my back on her and heading back to my hometown, where my parents and daughter had already moved. The start of a new chapter in my beloved hometown. Later, I heard through the grapevine that my ex had blown all his money on hostess bars, leading to bankruptcy. Desperate, he even dipped into company funds and got himself arrested. As for Erica, she ended up arrested and decided on divorce, but her parents refused to take her back, leaving her penniless and alone. That's the story a year after our divorce. This is exactly what you'd call a downfall in life. As for me, I'm living